folks. I want to talk some today about cap and trade. Now, cap and trade is the recent Democratic effort at major energy legislation in this country. And the overall goal is to reduce greenhouse emissions and encourage more use of alternative energy. Sounds like a pretty good idea, doesn't it? In fact, it's a concept that I really support. The idea of reducing our dependence on foreign oil and focusing more on becoming more self-sustaining and using more alternative energy in the process. But the Democrats' idea here is way off track. Because you see, this cap and trade system, what it does is it puts a limit on how much carbon a company can emit. And if the company exceeds their allotted allowance, then they're going to have to buy carbon credits from another company. Now, as time goes by, the allowances reduce. So the companies are going to have to spend more and more money on carbon credits. And that gets to the real devastating impact of this legislation. What it does is it tries to deter our use of fossil fuels by increasing energy costs. Now, for the average South Carolinian, that means when cap and trade goes into effect, you're probably going to see your power bill triple. For businesses, it means a higher cost of doing business. It means most likely people losing jobs. In fact, some estimates have South Carolina losing 20,000 or more jobs just in the next 10 to 11 years. Think about it. That's a pretty sobering statistic. Look, folks, we have a wonderful opportunity with energy right here in this congressional district to do some great things. We can use it as a job creator. We have the tools, we have the talent, we have the resources right here in South Carolina to do the research on alternative energy. We can focus on wind, we can focus on solar, especially nuclear, and many other forms of alternative energy. And we need to be looking at those things. But we have to realize those things don't happen overnight. And it's completely unreasonable to ask us to change hundreds of years of a way of doing things and do it overnight. But that's what the Democrats are trying to do with this cap and trade legislation. And if we don't do it to their time scale, they're going to increase our costs so much, there's no way that any of us can handle it. Now, it's on the Senate's agenda coming up when they come back from recess. So I encourage you to contact Senator DeMint and Senator Graham and let them know how you feel about it. Because I think this is one of those pieces of legislation that can have a real impact on all of us. Thanks, y'all.